We all think we know what is possible and what's not, but sometimes we might just find ourselves being proven wrong. Whether it's breaking the sound barrier or climbing the unclimbable, it seems like rules don't apply to some people. In today's video, we'll be talking about 20 times the impossible becomes possible. So buckle up because it's going to be an adrenaline rush. There's no way someone could have managed to save that shot, but that's just not anyone on the court. It's Pablo Cuevas, the Uruguayan tennis player who has won 6 single titles. He managed to save the point with an insane trick shot. Now that's what we call skill. He wasn't even looking. There are certainly not a lot of guys who'd be able to do what he did, that's for sure. This guy didn't make the perfect shot, but he did something even better. He flipped the baseball bat over his head and turned around to flip it upright. Now that's what we call a lucky shot. Let's see if he has the same luck with flipping a bottle. We didn't know it was possible to flip a pencil until we saw this kid do it. Even he had a hard time believing what he managed to do. While most of us would think twice before sitting down in a deaf contraption that's gonna be throwing us around in circles, Dirk Ayer has other plans. This daredevil attempted to roller skate down a roller coaster. And to make matters worse, he wasn't wearing any type of safety gear. This man is definitely not scared of dying. Speaking of impossible feats, meet Sammy Carlson, a 3-time real ski champion. This man had all of us holding our breath as he attempted to ski down a 24-story high ski ramp, all while doing some flips. What's shocking is that he did all of it backwards. It's a miracle he landed on his feet. One thing's for sure, no one's gonna be copying him. Football has its moments, but perhaps the most memorable shot of all time is from Zlatan Ibrahimovic during a match with England. Joe had the ball in midair and Zlatan launched it into a jaw-dropping 30-yard overhead bicycle kick from outside the area. No one expected a goal, but it seemed like the cards were in Sweden's favor that day. The previous world record for the highest free ski air on a hip was set at 36 feet and 11 inches, but David Wise managed to break it by jumping to an astonishing height of 46.5 feet in the air. It's almost as if he has some kind of superpower. We doubt someone's gonna be able to break Wise's record ever. We know that swordsmen put in long hours of training to reach a certain level of jaw-dropping skill, but this man sets the bar to a whole other level. The ball is coming at him at 100 miles per hour, and he intends to slice it in half. And at that distance, it'd be impossible. But surprisingly, he manages to do it with perfect precision. Meet Shamika Campbell. This woman really knows how to limbo. In the video, she's attempting the world record for the longest distance limboed under 12-inch bars. They don't call her the limbo queen for no reason. Who knew you could hold the world record for the furthest stone skimming? Doogie Isaacs managed to score that record 8 times now. In his last attempt, he skimmed the stone as far as 400 feet. It just kept going and going and going. Impressing if you ask us, considering that most people can't get one past the 3 feet mark. There's another guy who can get things to float on water. It's none other than golf player John Ram. Normally, having a bed of water between you and the hole would be a deal breaker, but not for John. During the Masters practice in 2020, he showed everyone who's boss. Not only did the golf ball skimp over the water, but he also managed to score a point off of it. Next up, we have this dude from Poland who prefers climbing over taking the elevator. Why? Well, because he's faster than the lift. The dude in question is Marcin Daniski, who's an expert speed climber. His team built him a special 6-story high climbing wall for the iconic race. If there's anyone who's managed to do the impossible, it's Alicia Newman, an Olympic pole vaulter. In 2018, she set a record at 4 meters and 71 centimeters. That certainly exceeds most human capabilities. Maybe you could do it with some hard work and a grueling training regimen. This dude might just be the bravest person we've ever seen. Just off the coast of Nazaré, Portugal, ocean explorer Garen McNamara attempted to surf a mammoth 78-foot wave, the largest ever recorded ride in history. We don't know how he managed to find the guts to get on that surfboard. At one point, it looked like the waves had taken him away. Definitely not for the faint of heart. Just when the family thought their dad was out of any moves, he shocked them. It didn't look like he'd be able to get the bar out without collapsing the entire structure, but it seemed like he knew his stuff. You don't ever want to be in a Jenga game with him, that's for sure. You've heard of people jumping off from the top of a skyscraper or a cliff, but what about space? Felix Baumgartner attempted to do the impossible back in 2012. He rode a helium balloon to a height of 128,100 feet. That's when he decided to jump out of the rocket he was in with nothing but a parachute on. Surprisingly, he landed in one piece. Considering that humans can't exactly fly, you'd think we go easy on jumping off from ridiculous heights. But that's not the case. Gary Connery jumped off a helicopter with nothing but a wingsuit from a height of 2,400 feet. He reached speeds of 80 miles per hour but still managed to make it safely back to land. Next up, we have Kyle Wester, who managed to set a record for the fastest downhill skateboard speed. If any of you skateboarders think you can take him on, think again. He was rolling down at a speed of 89.41 miles per hour. Now that's what we call fast. The previous record was set at 81.17 miles per hour. So far, we've seen people go higher, but what about the opposite? Herbert Nish is one of the few brave men who have managed to go where no man has ever gone before. He's dived to an impossible depth of 830.8 feet underwater. It's less of a surprise when you find out that Herbert can hold his breath for 9 minutes. Definitely not a lot of people who can take him on. The feat did come at a cost since he slipped into a coma for 7 days, but he's all well now. El Capitan in Yosemite National Park is one of those spots in nature that just can't be conquered. The natural wall of granite stands 3,000 feet tall, and with its smooth surface, it's simply unclimbable. At least that was the case until Alex Hanold came along. Any rock climber would have called Alex crazy, and they were right to do so. The dude attempted the feat without any gear. Thankfully, Alex made it safe and sound. Alright, which of these clips shocked you the most? Have you ever managed to pull something off of your own? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joints, and we'll see you in the next one.